Because they were number one code breaker in the world, the Japanese. So they never broke not even one word. Mm-hmm.
My dad was pretty strong. He's a pretty strong man, physically, mentally, emotionally.
My name is Bill Toledo. My clan is Diné. Aslisne Bashichin, Makaidene Tashiche, Kia Ane Tashinale. There. While I was herding sheep one day, I saw an airplane going way up in the sky, going across. Keep looking at it, and I always wonder what it feels like to be in an airplane, and to be that high up in the sky.
Bill A. Not nail Gina Debit Dishche, 1924 Yandan. Din Tsada Bende Zid Yandan, Bamado Bija Abbots Aden. Ako Bamasanedo Biche Benesa.
They used to get me up in the morning, when the dawn breaks. I had to go out and pray with my grandparents outside facing the east with the corn pollen, And that's how. And then late in somewhere in the late October, when the first snow, I had to get up early in the morning while it's still dark. There'd be about 2 inches of snow on the ground, outside. They make me take my clothes off and roll in the snow. Just for maybe not even half a minute, just roll around just for a few seconds and come race back into the house. That's how they raise you like that, and later on I found out that my grandma told me that being that early, you stay young, if you don't get real old, when you grow up. And also, you won't get wrinkles on your face. My grandpa would come around on horseback, And then he said, grandson, he said, well, how come you're just sitting around? You should be going running around, You want me to exercise, that's what he wanted to do. He said, why don't you go run down to Arroyo, take your shoes off and run in the sand, while the sheep are grazing real nice, And then I got to run with my grandpa. I was only about 5 years old. When I ran with my grandpa, about half a mile. He would leave me behind, way behind while he was running way ahead of me. And I finally catch up with him, And then when I grew up a little older, I leave him behind. I guess at the time he didn't know that he was training me for boot camp too. He came out real good. I went to a day school in Torreon when I was about 6 years old. There's a bus that goes around and pick up the students, in that area. A small bus, take us to school. We move around with the sheep, at sheep camp, so that bus has to come around wherever we're at. I had long hair, longer than your hair, way down to my waist. You're seeing some of the Navajos that have hair buns back here. I had one like that, wearing the hair bun, I'll be herding sheep. And then one day, during the summer, my grandpa bought me a straw hat. And I was still small, and I was herding sheep, with hair bun back here. And I bought me a straw hat, And then one day he called me, told me, I look like a Mexican. And then when I entered school, you know, I was 6 years old, I had a big hair bun back here. When I entered school, and then the government official, you know, I said, they cut my hair bun off. So you don't need this in school, they told me. So that's where I lost my hair bun. They saved it, but I don't know what happened to it. It was pretty strict. You can't speak in your language in school. You get punished for it. Sometimes they wash your mouth out with soap. I was in the grade school, you know, like I was somewhere else. When I went to grade school, I was in 6th grade on up to 8th grade. When we speak our language, you know, we get punished. We don't want it to speak our language. That's how they used to wash our mouth with soap, laundry soap. Those are the yellow ones, you know. And that's what I went through. And then later on, when I grew up, and then they came around and said, the government came around and said, we want to use your language to be used in the war.
Tsebi tsada benacha yanda tis ozen de skijede a jolt go tsalal tsola nia.
I was 18 years old when I volunteered to join the Marines. The reason I joined the Marines is, you see, we heard that the Japanese were breaking all the code that was used against them, and they break all the codes. They know what it's all about, you know. So Marines decided to use Navajo language as a code. When this code talker that came to our school, his name was Johnny Manolito. And he was all dressed up in Marine blues, you know, and real sharp, you know, and we all wanted to be like him, you know. And you know, I walked around real straight, you know, and he talked to us about Marine life, you know, what it's like to be in the Marine, you know. At the time, we didn't know that he was a Marine. He was a code talker. 5 of us, we after he spoke his speech, you know, he talked to us about 45 minutes. And then 5 of us got together at the school. I had a cousin and an uncle and me and from Torreon, and 2 other brothers. They were Morgan brothers from Crown Point area. So we got together and we talked about joining the Marines. So we decided that we joined, so that's how we got in. And they sent us to another school, Fort Wingate. There was a recruiter over there. He took our physical, and he did a lot of questions, you know, and all that. We got to talk real good English and real good Navajo. And so we went in. They sent us to Phoenix, where we officially joined the Marine over there. Then from there they sent us to San Diego, where we went through boot camp. It was rough, yeah. There was DI, they're never kind to you. You can't even make a little small mistake, you know. They come and they put his face up to you, almost to your nose. You can see down through your throat, you know, when you're custody. They were real rough, you know. At home, you know, when I was raised by my grandparents, you know, when I make a mistake there, but back at home, I get real scolding of my grandma. It was kind of rough learning the code, you know. You got to learn it right, you know. You can't just you have to pronounce these codes, the way they're supposed to be pronounced. Code comes from animals too, birds, like crows, eagles, and small animals like prairie dogs, and rats, and fox, tigers, all those have names. And the code comes from the sheep with a letter, the first letter, S, sheep. We call it the be. And then horse, the letter H, we call it clean. So, and then there's other all different like alphabet, Letter A has about three names. The first one is red ant, or chi. The second one is axe, sennis. And then the other one is apple, bilasana. So the letter A has 3 code names. My job was using the code that we learned. See, we make the rounds on the battlefield with the commander. Whatever the troop needs, like if they need more ammunition, more hand grenade, more ration or water, and he will write it on a message tablet in English. We carry radio, and also call the other code talker on the other end, higher up. He will be with another commander over there. So I translate this English code since we memorized the code. So I translate this message into code over the radio. I called another code talker on the other end. I tell him that I'm sending him a message, and then he'll be ready for it. And then I sent this message into code over the radio. The way I got a bodyguard is when we landed on Bougainville, as we were advancing into the jungle. The frontline troops were already ahead of us. One of the frontline men was, I guess we were behind us. I don't know what he was doing back there as we were going into the thick jungle. All of a sudden, somebody poked me with a rifle. The back told me to raise my hand. So I raised my hand and turned me into the commander. The commander was right there. And he told the commander, he said, he found this Japanese walking with a communication group. He said, what shall I do? What shall I do with him, sir? Shall I go ahead and shoot him? So let him go. He said, he's one of our men. What are you doing back there? He said, get your butt back on the front line. That's when he assigned my foxhole buddy. His name is Richard Bonham. Without me knowing, he was assigned to me as my bodyguard.
Do big agent Albuquerque Indian School de Hanat Jiltra.
When he would be out herding sheep, he would see Mount Taylor, and he would wonder, I wonder what's on the other side of Mount Taylor. One of these days I'm going to find out. Well, after he went to boarding school, he met my mom, and she lived on the other side of Mount Taylor. So he found out what it was, and he lived there for a long time.
I went to the school office. I went over there for I wanted some kind of information, so I went over there. Coming back, I was almost to the boys' building, Then somebody hit me with a snowball in the back, you know. And I looked back, and here she was. She hit me with a snowball. So I run over there, run after her, and I got one of the snow, you know, and I put it right back behind her neck, you know. And these girls over there just holler, you know, all that. So that's how we knew it. We got to know each other.
My mom, you know, was cleaning the bedroom, and I decided to help her. And she had a picture of my dad. He was in his dress blues, and I took it. And I was cleaning off the picture frame and cleaning the glass and everything. And I decided to take off the back of it. And so his DD-214s fell out, and there was another piece of paper that fell out. And then I was reading the picture because he had signed it to my mom, and I was teasing her because, you know, he put "to my darling Louise." I thought it was so cute. And anyway, then I opened up the DD-214s and I looked at it and I said, "Mom, what's a code talker?" She says, "I don't know." I said, "Well, I think that's what Dad was." And he was at work and coming home maybe in about 3 hours or so. So when we, you know, figured he'd be coming up the road, we all went to the door, you know, and we're standing there at the front door waiting for him to come in. Nobody said hi. He just opens the door. "Dad, what's a code talker?" And he just looked at us like, "Where did you hear that?" And so we let him get everything that he had put away, and then I think he sat us down and told us it was something he did in the war. You know, he spoke Navajo.
So we moved to Laguna after we got back, and then I got a job with the uranium mining company, Home State Mining Company. I worked 40 years for Home State Mining Company. First, not 40 years. I worked for Anaconda Mining Company first at Blue Water, and I worked 10 years.
My dad and I got to travel together back in 1993. I was invited to go out there for the, I think it was the Year of Indigenous People. So we got to go to Japan, and we were there for about 3.5 weeks or so, just speaking to different groups. He went down to Hiroshima with another friend of ours. They went on the Shinkansen, the bullet train, and him and Yoko were you know, partnered that day, and they went to the Children's Peace Park, and I think my dad said a blessing down there. I think it just really helped him to heal too, because at first he was afraid of going, because he thought, you know, people might still hold, you know, some hostility toward the Navajo Code Talkers. But, you know, once he got there, he felt, you know, he was welcomed. You know, some of the kids told him, you know, "You look like my grandpa."
Like I was talking about the airplane. How I used to see the airplane up in the sky, you know. Now I get on the airplane from the Albuquerque and get on one of those big planes, and I go to say Michigan or other states, you know. I cover almost all the states talking about the code, you know. I see the country from the air now. I want to see how it feels like to be in the air, you know. Now I know, and see the country, you know. I'll be sitting by the window and see all the country from the bottom, you know, from the top, you know, the wide area, beautiful country, states, you know. That's how I found out when looking at that plane up in the sky. Here goes. Ne beka ana ela asogo na hosi kai Ut ahte done bekage, dort kage, atsogon dase ba. Özedan ideya, bene hosen, Washington de kalpek osela, Chileko pahojon. Hoorah!
Excellent.
Say something about Annabelle.
I can say he's a great grandpa. He cheers me up. He tells me a lot of stuff. Your turn. But I want to say that he's a skilled and smart grandpa for being in the war and for fighting and for still being alive. Sorry if my eyes are all teary, my allergies.
Oh, your allergies, yes. I would tell my dad, thank you for being here. Thank you for being the kind of dad that you are. Thank you for loving us and caring about us. Thank you for giving us real fond memories. Thank you for sharing your life with us. Thank you for being good to our whole family, our community. We're so happy that you're still with us and we're learning more and more about you. I think after Mom died, my dad and I got to be a lot closer. And now it's like, I'm so happy that he lives here with me now because he's right there and I can see him and I know, if he's okay or not. And I'm just so thankful for that. And I love you, Dad. You never know how much we love you.